Here's how to be more strategic when it comes to office politics and, diplomacy. So to begin with, I remember the best way I saw one of my strategists teach another strategist how to get good at office politics. What she said was, when you're taking meetings, because as a junior strategist, you're kind of the note taker in a lot of meetings. When you're taking meeting notes, what I want you to do is create meeting notes on what was said, but then you're creating another book, which is all the non-verbal communication that went on. Who was listening to who didn't listen to who spoke over the top of the other person, what was their body language, did they turn away when a certain person spoke, was there smirks, what was the reaction in the face. Once you start picking up on those cues, you're going to get way better at your job. I'm going to also tell you about the biggest mistake that I made with office politics and how you can actually improve on that and really not make the mistake that I did myself. But to begin with, let me tell you about the 3 levels that I look at with office politics and diplomacy and how you've got to navigate through each. So the 3 levels is upwards, sidewards and downwards diplomacy. So a lot of us know upwards diplomacy, which is that's dealing with our boss. How can we make our boss look great? And that's often what you've got to be thinking. And when you think about your boss, it's not only you being great at your job that's going to help your boss, but the other thing that's going to help is they're probably looking after multiple different strategists. So how do you go about helping those other strategists out and making their job easier? Because if you're making his job easier by helping everyone else out, it's going to help everyone. That's upwards. Downwards diplomacy, if you're looking after a team, it's all about education. How can you improve the quality of your whole team, keep it consistent? So that's all around teaching them consistent outputs and ensuring their happiness. And that's often kind of a lot of the time being kind of like a counsellor and dealing with all their problems that they're dealing with. Then the third one, which I think is the most important, which often gets overlooked, is called sidewards diplomacy. And this is people who are at the same level as you, and they're often the people who can unlock the biggest budgets for you. So when I was working in creative agencies, the people who, I was the head of communications planning, the people who were heads of different accounts were the people who actually unlocked the planning and the strategy budgets for me, because they could unlock it through the retainers. So getting friends with people on the same level as you and not seeing it as competition, because a lot of people say, oh, that other person's, trying to steal my head count, or, they're going to impact my work. No. Or you think they're going for the same promotion as you. That's not the case. So you often have to try to win that person over as well, or have them on kind of a bit of an alliance as well, because they can help you out a lot. And then finally, this was the biggest mistake that I made in my career, which was not understanding what I call the Japanese corporate culture of nemawashi. And what nemawashi is it's this whole idea of hallways over boardrooms. So in Japanese corporate culture, the boardroom, the meeting that you have in the boardroom is pretty much a formality. It's just like shaking hands and everyone has already agreed on everything that's going to be discussed. When I started my career, I thought, what a waste of time. I never want to do this. But what I learned further on is actually this is how everything should get done in corporate culture, because all the important meetings and all the important decisions have to be built through coalitions. So one of the biggest projects I worked on, I got one of my junior strategists to invest, I'd say like 50 hours into this proactive project. I took it to the managing director and CEO, and it was a bit of an ambitious project. And when we took it there, I could see in their eyes, because it was 2 senior people and I hadn't built a coalition between them, that they weren't buying it. They just were too nervous. They didn't know what the other person would respond. So the idea actually died. So after that, I realized that you should only present to one senior person at a time and build that coalition. So I should have gone to the managing director, got them on board, and then built from there.